Bruh.
Just recently, Hausemaster, the admin of 2b2t, had his PayPal account completely deactivated, and as a result, 2b2t players couldn't buy priority queue. Now you might be wondering, how did this happen? Well, it's all due to a 2b2t revolutionary group known as No Server November. But first, thank you for the absolutely insane subscriber growth recently. We've gained nearly 50,000 more subscribers since the last actual video, and I can hardly believe it myself. Now then, let's get to the bottom of this. 2b2t, being the most popular anarchy server and the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft, has a huge amount of people wanting to play at any given moment, but it only has a limited number of player slots available, and in order to give everyone a chance to play, 2b2t uses a queue system, where players wait for their turn to play. Queue times can get quite ridiculous, sometimes taking longer than 12 hours, so Hausemaster created a separate queue called the priority queue, where you can pay $20 a month for a queue separate from the main one, with a lot less players waiting in it. In November 2019, a 2b2t group known as the Book Club was formed. The Book Club used up to 3 shulkers filled with written books with many high storage Unicode characters to literally ban new players from joining 2b2t by overloading their player data. If you are affected by this, you cannot join or interact with the server. This was to stop the massive amount of new players joining in order to keep queue times lower. This form of banning would later be known as book banning. A book ban can only be reversed by an admin clearing player data of the player who got banned, needing to be completely reset. More and more 2b2t players started getting book banned, and with the constant amount of people emailing Hausemaster to reverse their book bans, he got tired of constantly clearing player data and decided to start banning the members of the book club from purchasing priority queue. Without a priority queue, it can take a long time, discouraging members of the book club. Since Paper, a Minecraft server jar that patches many of the exploits, stopped supporting 1.12.2, which was a Minecraft version that 2b2t runs on. Hausemaster had to disable shulker peeking in order to patch this exploit. This angered 2b2t players, as illegal collectible items such as stack 32Ks cannot be verified with the .peek command that most clients have, since opening them up reverted back to a single stack of that item, and vanilla shulker preview also was removed. Hausemaster has also been staying very out of touch with the 2b2t player base, only contacting the community just 3 times in 2018, with no signs of improvement in 2019, and so far in 2020. This lack of communication, while making so much money out of his priority queue system, with estimates putting his earnings at least $20,000 a month, and still having a site that has been down for a few years at this point, angered many veteran players, and causing well-known ones like Sato86 to quit completely. Hausemaster also did a lot of censorship on the official 2b2t subreddit, so 2b2t players created their own subreddit, r/2b2t uncensored. Here, 2b2t players can make posts and memes about how bad the condition of 2b2t has become in the recent years, without having to worry about Hausemaster removing it, as grounds to help convey the message about 2b2t going down in recent years. All of this angered enough 2b2t players enough to start the No Server November event, where every November, 2b2t players lag out the server in protest for vanilla features Hausemaster had removed. They began using many different lag methods, with the goal of crashing the server once every day till the end of November. After November was over, 2b2t players could finally take a sigh of relief. But a year later, in 2020, November came again. It was time for the No Server November group to strike again, and this time they were even more mad. That's because throughout the year, Hausemaster had completely removed many regular vanilla features from the server, such as chorus route being completely broken, arrows being impossible to pick up, block and old structures placed on a nether roof being reset, the entity cramming limit set to just 4, and more exploits that just made the server so much more frustrating to play on. While Hausemaster was pocketing all the priority queue money, making the No Server November group absolutely furious. This time they used bots to ban players and this giant monstrosity of a machine to lag out the server throughout the entirety of November. By the time they pushed on to December, nearly all of them were priority queue banned, but then they came up with an idea. Can we report this to PayPal? We paid for it, yet he just took it away. And so they did. All at once, many of the members of the No Server in November group who were priority queue banned mass reported Hausemaster's PayPal, and shockingly it worked. PayPal refunded No Server in November's members who bought priority queue and took down his PayPal account to investigate. While it was down, it was impossible to get priority queue, making Hausemaster likely to lose thousands of dollars. Unfortunately for the No Server in November group though, his PayPal came back up just 3 days later. This really angered Hausemaster now, making him furious. Instead, to strike back, Hausemaster actually reported the Discord server to the Discord themselves and got it terminated for the 3rd time just recently. Hausemaster continues to remove vanilla features from his server, never communicates with his player base, continuously censors any critical information about the server on the subreddit. 2b2t players will keep fighting. They aren't done with lagging it out, however, so instead of waiting till next year to keep sending their message, they renamed their group to Destroy Server December, with plans to keep going for every month until Hausemaster brings vanilla features back and to properly fix 2b2t. Now what do you think of No Server November? Was it justified or not? Comment down below what you think. I'm curious to see your response. And huge thank you to Toomers for helping me answer the questions for this video, and Redstone or 2b2t for giving me permission to use his footage, as these videos wouldn't be possible without them. Oh, and if you want the really fast VPN with your first 3 months free, you can check out ExpressVPN. It's one of the fastest VPNs, works with Netflix, works through any sort of regional block your country has on you, and allows you to bypass your school or workplace's Wi-Fi filter too. If you want your first 3 months free, visit the link down in the description below. I know this is really different compared to what I usually upload, so I'd like to know what you guys think of it. I try to read as many comments as I can. So far, I plan on uploading the occasional 2b2t content along with the regular anti-pay-to-win content. And yeah, I'm working on more videos for that too, but it takes a lot of time to make and usually ends up unsuccessful, taking hours and hours of work. If you'd like to crash some pay-to-win servers yourself but don't know where to start, you can join player ranks of people called Sublegions that will help you along the way to crash pay-to-win servers. These are organized subgroups of the Horizon that are ran by players for players. If you want to join, check out r/Horizon Sublegions or click on the link down below. You don't need a Reddit account. Thank you for watching and goodbye.